The final week of the NFL preseason is here, and the Seahawks have already made a couple of noteworthy moves. We will tell you here on this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today who's in and who's out. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Before we go any further in today's show, though, in the lead-up to our matchup with the Cleveland Browns in the preseason finale coming up on Saturday, we are battling our Browns channel in a sub-battle this week. Matthew Peterson, the leader of the Dog Pound, total fraud, he hates puppies, challenged us to see who can get more subscribers between our two channels. And here's an early start, by the way. They have a slight lead on us. I don't want to lose this sub-battle by any stretch of the imagination. I want to beat the Browns on the football field and off the football field, show them why we have the best fans in the National Football League. For daily Seattle Seahawks news and rumors, live shows, breaking news, Q&A mailbags, watch parties, including this weekend against the Cleveland Browns. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/SeahawksTV, and we'll get started with today's show. So the Seahawks in the last 24 hours have made a total of 4 roster moves. 2 players are in, 2 players are out. Let's tell you who those are. Linebacker Devin Richardson, he has officially been released from the roster. Willie Robertson, the corner, he has also been released as well. And then Michael Ezeike, I think that's how you say his name. We'll work on that. He has been signed in free agency. And then Devin Garrison also signed at the tight end position as well with the recent moves. So in total, a linebacker gone, a corner gone, and not one but 2 tight ends officially added for Seattle. And you may be asking, why did they sign 2 tight ends here? Well, you have the injuries to Noah Fant and to Pharaoh right now. And the Seahawks clearly needed some reinforcements at that position for the time being, just to be able to get through things for the next couple of weeks, however long it may take. And, of course, we got the roster cut down coming up here soon, going from 90 to 53 anyway. With Noah Fant, he's got a foot injury that he suffered within the last several days. For Pharaoh, it's a foot injury for him as well. So get these guys some Dr. Scholl's or something, because whatever's going on in that tight end room, the feet are getting banged up there. Maybe somebody should go see Rex Ryan. The depth chart for the Seahawks tight end room, as you can see right now, your top 2 starting tight ends banged up at the moment, but behind them, big opportunity for guys like A.J. Barner, Tyler Mabry, Brady Russell, Jack Westover. We've seen Barner have some moments so far this offseason. We saw Brady Russell step up a bit in the preseason as well. So let's see what these guys can do with the opportunity that's in front of them to potentially make a name for themselves and get more playing time in this Seahawks rotation. We're going to tell you more about the 2 Seahawks signings, go in depth and give you some analysis here in just a bit. But first, let's ask you, how would you grade the Seahawks roster moves? A, B, C, D, or F? Weigh in the comments section and let us know what you think. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. Game Time, the place to go for last-minute tickets for the best seats and the lowest prices guaranteed. Game Time is got everything you're looking for, folks, whether you're talking tickets to sporting events, concerts, theater productions, comedy shows, and more. They got it all for you, folks. And if you use the promo code CHATSPORTS, you are getting $20 off your first purchase, right? They are the authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball. And let's say you're going to a Seattle Seahawks game. Maybe it's a Seattle Mariners game. It's fast, easy, and simple to get your tickets with Game Time. Choose the event you want to go to. They got the prices listed. Maybe you want to go to the preseason game coming up this weekend. Then you get to see the seat. See if you like that seat or not. Get the visual. And then you're checking out on Game Time with Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. And you can save $20 off your first purchase when you use that promo code CHATSPORTS at checkout. Download Game Time today. Terms and conditions do apply. First purchase only for that $20 off. Promo code CHATSPORTS. Download Game Time today. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Check out Game Time. You'll be glad you did. My overall grade is a C. You didn't do anything earth-shattering. You didn't hurt the roster either with these moves. It's pretty vanilla what you did right now. I'm going to go with a C. I don't hate, but I'm not overly satisfied either with what the Seahawks did here. Let's be honest. These two dudes, they ain't making the roster. They're just camp bodies to fill the void until Fant and Brown get healthy at this point in time. And that's okay. You needed it. Somebody was going to need to step in until these guys are ready to go, and hopefully they're not out for an extended period of time. Let's get to know both players. Let's start with Michael Ezeike, the undrafted player in 2023 out of UCLA. He signed with the Los Angeles Chargers. That's where he spent last offseason. Then spent time in the UFL with the Memphis Showboats, was a part of their training camp. Didn't make the roster for the Memphis Showboats, so that kind of told me everything I needed to know. Former wide receiver turned tight end, so he's still learning the position. Still got a ways to go, clearly. But he was somebody that was mentioned as a priority undrafted free agent by Lance Zierlein when he was coming out of UCLA. Zierlein of NFL Media had this scouting report to say on him. It includes the following. Former wideout who is continuing to grow into his frame as a tight end, Ezeike lacks poise and body control getting into his blocks, but once he's there, he displays some fight and hand strength to maintain the battle. He's not very elusive as a route runner, but he does show decent talent after the catch. He's a development prospect, but he could find his way onto a practice squad. So that's the hope for him at this point, is to play well enough over this next week or so to get the chance to potentially stick around and be on that practice squad there for Seattle. Here's the statistics of what he put together in his college career. 47 total games played, with 35 catches for 407 yards. Also had 7 touchdown scores and an average close to 12 yards a reception, 11.6 to be exact. And you talk about family ties here. He played at UCLA alongside Jake Bobo. And I know some of you have been saying for a long time how you want Jake Bobo to transition from wide receiver to tight end. I've told you he's not big enough to do that. He doesn't have enough weight. But this is a guy that has made that transition, that played with Jake Bobo there at UCLA, moving from the wide receiver spot to the tight end position. Now, when it comes to these two signings, though, I'm more interested in Garrison, personally speaking. And for me, it's the great unknown. I feel like with Ezeike, we kind of get the idea of what he is, right? But with Garrison, this might have been a diamond in the rut, potentially, that the Seahawks found here with Devin Garrison. A 2-time Associated Press Division II All-American at Pitt State, played for the Gorillas in the Conference of Champions there in D2. Was awesome with what he was able to do. We'll show you his statistics here in just a bit. Undrafted this past year out of Pitt State, participated in rookie minicamp with the Packers and the Vikings, and his numbers were just absolutely spectacular there at Pitt State. In 47 career games played, had 97 catches, over 1,500 yards, 15 touchdowns, 16.3 yards per reception. I mean, he was just incredible there at that D2 level. And he's not giving up on the dream. He's certainly capitalizing on this opportunity. He said this recently in an interview on what he's got in mind for his pro football career. I want to continue to play football for as long as I can play and keep the dream alive. You can't sit here and look at the results and have to dictate your work ethic. I could be on a team right now, and then I would still have that same work ethic in pushing myself and making sure I get better every single day. And look, here's why I think that this guy, why we should settle in on him for a second here. He comes from Division II. I mentioned he played in the Conference Champions, the MIAA, which is by far the best D2 football conference in the country. Schools like Pitt State, Northwestern Missouri State involved there. I mean, they produce some talent across the board. And D2 guys get overlooked. It's not the FBS. It's not the FCS, obviously. Let's see what he could do on this platform, a guy that wasn't paid much attention to at that D2 level. So watch out. To me, I'm intrigued to see what he could potentially do. One more note before we go. We did just get in the final contract details for Conor Williams, according to Aaron Wilson, and they are better than what was initially reported. If you recall, at the time when the news broke that he was signing with the Seahawks, Adam Schefter reported that he was signing a $6 million deal for 1 year. Well, now, according to Aaron Wilson, the contract details include just $4 million, two less, with $2.98 million guaranteed, a $1.23 million signing bonus, and $1.75 million signing bonus there on that front. So this looks very good. I said it at the time. I'll say it again. It's steel. You're getting a top 5 center in football, one of the best interior offensive linemen. You fill a position of need, and he says he's ready to go week 1. So I think it's a home run for this Seahawks team. Just even more details we get, and it even looks better for Seattle here. Who should the Seahawks sign next after these roster moves? Now knowing the Conor Williams details, who do you want to see them bring in next? Weigh in the comment section. Let us know what you think. For continuing Seattle Seahawks coverage, subscribe now to Seahawks Today, youtube.com/SeahawksTV. We got a busy week ahead. Lock us in. I'm Tyler Jones. We'll see you next time.